Hello everyone, a very logical day to all of you, and let's see July 26th, the first editorial of the Indian Express. What we have here is the road to 2047. ना 1947 से 2047 तक का. चलो देखते हैं ये क्या है इसमें. In his Independence Day speech last year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid out his vision for India to achieve developed country status by the 100th year of its independence. This is undoubtedly an ambitious target. Fine. So with a per capita income of so much so in 2022, India is currently classified by the World Bank as a lower middle income country. अभी ये क्या है, लोअर मिडिल इनकम कंट्री. अब इसे कहां पहुंचना है, डेवलप्ड स्टेटस तक. तो ये रहा डेवलप्ड स्टेटस. It has to achieve this developed country status, and if we take into account the per capita income, it is considered to be lower middle income country. ये है वर्ल्ड बैंक के हिसाब से, right? So journey from being a lower middle income country to a developed country, ये है सफर. So, considering that the IMF expects the country's per capita income to rise to this much by 2028, it is unlikely to achieve upper middle income status. Those with per capita incomes currently between 4 and 13, अब उनको होता है upper middle income status by the end of this decade. Achieving developed country or high income status by 2047 may seem like a tall order. मतलब अगर lower income से हायर इनकम अपर मिडिल इनकम स्टेटस पर आने में अभी उसे काफी टाइम है, लोअर मिडिल से अपर मिडिल तक. इट विल नॉट बी इन दिस डिकेड, दैट इज व्हाट द ऑथर इज सेइंग. सो अचीविंग अ स्टेटस ऑफ एन डेवलप्ड कंट्री is going to be difficult. If it is going to be difficult, you get the meaning of your idiom, a tall order. But it is not impossible. So it is difficult, but not impossible. A recent study by economists at the RBI provides some clues on the growth trajectory needed to hit the target. Trajectory means path. ठीक है, अब देखो, तो we get the main point here. Ambitious target. Right, moving from a lower middle income group to a upper middle income status is difficult, of course. So achieving developed country or high income status by 2047 may seem like a tall order, but it is not impossible. So lower middle status to upper middle income status to a high income status. कहां से कहां तक पहुंचना है is definitely going to be a difficult task, a Herculean task, you can say. Second paragraph, currently countries with per capita incomes exceeding 13,025 are classified as high income by the World Bank. Adjusting for inflation over the coming decades, study estimates that the country's per capita income would need to exceed this much in 2047 to be classified as high income. Now to achieve this goal, nominal per capita GDP USD, that is dollars, will have to grow. अब ये तो उसने ट्रेजेक्टरी बताया ना, पूरा कैलकुलेशन बता दिया. ठीक है. Now in real GDP terms, that works out to 7.6% during this period. Achieving this will be difficult. The study notes that even during the best 25-year period between 93-94 to 17-18, India did not achieve these growth rates. And this was a period marked by high inflation. So, अब ये देखो, इसने पूरा रीजनिंग दे दिया. हम लोग प्रेप अप्लाई करते हैं ना, तो ये डेटा जो है, if you do not remember the years, you do not remember numbers, no problem, you are not going to remember them. Simple. So when you get these passages, you just focus on these words that we are underlining. बीच बीच में जो सर्कल करते हैं, अंडरलाइन करते हैं, वो बेसिक्स ऑफ लैंग्वेज है, उसे समझो. ठीक है, तो उसने पूरा ट्रेजेक्टरी दे दिया कि किस किस तरीके से किस किस ईयर में हम कहां तक पहुंच सकते हैं. इतना अगर उन्हें चाहिए द परसेंट ग्रोथ, तो वेदर इट विल बी पॉसिबल और नो, क्योंकि रियलिस्टिक होना चाहिए ना ग्रोथ भी. तो सो कंक्लूजन, कैन इंडिया रियलिस्टिकली ग्रो at the required pace for the next 25 years. Past trends show that while countries do witness spurts of growth, sustained high growth over decades needed for the transition from middle to high income levels is trickier. Sustained growth तो होगी, लेकिन इतने सालों के लिए, 25 सालों के लिए वो कंसिस्टेंट बनी रहे, ये प्रॉब्लम होगा, बीच में कुछ भी हो सकता है. This is what he is saying, that it is trickier. So they need to exceed, they will have to grow. Achieving this will be difficult. Now you can see how I have come up with marking it in red. So these are the main points that you should have identified, and joining the dots we have understood. So past trends show that while countries do witness spurts of growth, sustained high growth over decades needed for the transition from middle to high income levels is trickier. ये author का state. Now countries in the transition towards high income status are marked by two characteristics. अब वो दे रहे हैं example. Apply PrEP everywhere. So those countries who have transitioned from the low income or the middle income to a high income status, वो क्या करते हैं? उनके पास दो चीजें होती है, दो characteristics. One, the conscious decision to industrialize and focus on external trade, right? So external trade पे focus करना. Think of one thing. Miracle economies. I'll give you this word in the end. मैंने लिखा नहीं है, पर याद आ गया मुझे, तो हम वो करेंगे. So this, however, has been the core challenge of India's development trajectory. While successive governments have attempted to address the gaps in order to boost the manufacturing and as a consequence merchandise exports, the sector's share, matlab manufacturing and merchandise exports, the sector's share has not reached the levels envisaged. जो सोचा गया था, जो विजन किया जाता है, उसे envisaged कहते हैं. So the study expects that manufacturing's share should increase to 25% of value added. Clearly, a business as usual approach, मतलब जो जैसे चल रहा है वैसा. This approach will not suffice. तो तुम्हें कुछ थोड़ा सा aggressively करना पड़ेगा. So the report notes that if the status quo, as usual as it is, status quo is maintained, then the projected growth falls well below what is needed to achieve developed country status in the prescribed timelines. So they need to focus a little more on manufacturing, little more on the external trade, तब जाके ये होगा. The policy prescription outlined in the study underlines the urgent needs to increase investments in the economy, reduce logistic costs, focus on skilling the labor force, investing more in health and education, and scaling up the R&D, among others. ये सब क्या करना है? ये there's an urgent need to do all this. See, कहाँ गया? So this is what is to be done. Background work तो करना पड़ेगा ना, तभी तो income, high income status पे जा सकते हैं. So all this is to be done. So to achieve this ambitious target laid out by the Prime Minister, concerted efforts are needed. Concerted efforts means combined, right? You need to think from all the angles, put in that or go an extra mile, and then you will be able to achieve. तो उसे कहा था, है ना? Difficult है पर impossible नहीं है. No room for delay or complacency. मतलब आराम से खुश होके बैठ जाओ कि देखो हमने तो ये टारगेट अचीव कर दिया थोड़ा बहुत, right? Short term goals achieve कर लेते, now you're happy and complacent. No, this is not going to work. You still have to do it rigorously, aggressively to achieve that dream or the ambition that the Prime Minister has given us. तो इतना काम करना पड़ेगा according to the author, है ना? वो वैसा नहीं है कि मुश्किल ही नहीं, नामुमकिन है, नहीं, नामुमकिन नहीं है, मुश्किल है. So here we have the conscious decision to industrialize and focus on external trade. That was one thing, because when the author says that those economies have these two characteristics, this is what they did. So he opines that, see, India, if India also does the same thing, it is going to achieve the target there, the ambition that the Prime Minister has shown us, and possible, it is possible, though difficult. So it's the core challenge. We mark that also. Clearly, a business as usual approach will not suffice, right? So the approach should change. The same thing, your approach should change towards your टेस्ट एज वेल एज मॉक टेस्ट, तो आराम से ठीक है, जैसा होता है वैसा हो जाएगा, टेस्ट हर हफ्ते का आता जाएगा, करेंगे? नो, you have to aggressively work towards achieving the target that you have set for yourself in the marks, कि इतने मार्क्स तो आने ही चाहिए हमें, और of course you can always expand or go beyond the horizon. So policy prescription outlined in the study underlines the urgent need to increase investments in the economy, and to achieve the ambitious target laid out by the Prime Minister, concerted efforts are needed. Again, a major point, no room for delay or complacency. No, this will not do. इतना क्लियरली ऑथर ने बोला कि देखो आराम से तो बैठना नहीं है, अगर हमें वो टारगेट अचीव करना है तो वी नीड टू मूव अग्रेसिवली टुवर्ड्स. यस, आई एम यूजिंग द वर्ड अग्रेसिवली रिपीटेडली, क्योंकि यही तुम्हें करना है, मूव अग्रेसिवली टुवर्ड्स योर गोल. सो हियर द मेन आइडिया, India's quest to achieve the high income status, ये था उसका first point, right? It requires a concerted policy initiatives. Second point, third point, across sectors. Concerted policy का ही meaning था across sectors. So 32 तक हो गया था अपना, 33 Descartes दे रहे हैं, and I have not written here, पर अभी मुझे याद आ गया एक term. 34 हम कर लेते हैं इसे. And what did I say? Yes, miracle economies. So read a little, it will be an interesting read. So miracle economies, right? So 34 is miracle economies. I'll note it down in this also. So that's all for today, and I hope you are reading these articles. Articles, a few articles, a few paragraphs on these words. ये समझ में जरूर आएगा. Descartes is the person you need to read about him. थोड़ा सा भी पढ़ लोगे तो तुम्हारे पास उस आर्टिकल में कई सारे वर्ड्स आएंगे. जब तुम बहुत सारे वर्ड्स उसके ऐसे देखोगे तो then you note down those words if you want, and you can give me another set of words now, right? So, or you'll come across many words, so you need to work on them. Definitely, that is a tacit agreement between us. So that's all for today. Thank you, and see you tomorrow. So have a logical day ahead. Thank you.